Hi, welcome to Millie's visitation Zoom meeting. Thank you for agreeing, not that you had much choice, right? Visiting with them via Zoom in light of all of the COVID restrictions and just trying to keep everybody safe and healthy as possible. Unfortunately, my staff is small and dogs require 24-hour care. So if one of us gets sick, it can be huge. We can't just lock our doors and go home. So let's bring the babies on, our F1B standard golden doodles. We're going to go in birth order. So we're going to bring on Pink first. She's at 5.2 pounds. So I'll tell you what their weight is now. Not that that necessarily means anything long-term, but I'm just giving you as much information as I can since you can't be the one sitting here holding them and feeling them. I'll just try to tell you whatever what I can. Look at this. Super poodly coat. I would definitely anticipate her having a poodle coat full grown. Absolutely. She already has one. What do you think? You say hi to your family? Got a runny nose. Nice size female, darker colors, curly, beautiful puppy. She's super excited, as you can tell here. She can't control herself. Can you contain the excitement? Barely. All right, purple collar female Shasta. .2 also. This litter is pretty consistent in size. She has a straighter coat right now. That doesn't mean she won't have a poodle coat. I've seen them. Looking at, I've seen them look just like this, and then at a year look just like they have a poodle coat. But all we can do is at this point say, not a guarantee for a poodle coat. She may not. She may have more of an F1 doodle coat. Still don't anticipate any shedding other than normal losing their hair like you and I have to. But hi. What are you looking at, huh? What are you looking at? Are you gonna fall asleep? Oh my goodness. I think you're gonna fall asleep. She's just about ready. Next one, red collar female Denali, also at 5.2 pounds. Look at that. Say hi to everybody. Well, hello. Say hi. Also a straighter coat at this point. You look terrified, like deer in headlights. Denali, it's okay, I promise. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Dark points, dark eyes, dark nose. What do you see? Looking at the light? Okay. So, Blue Olympus, 5.2 pounds. Also a poodle coat. He does have a little bit of white on him. I do think, though, at a year, you're not going to see that. Look at you, handsome. Say hi to mom and dad. Say hi to mom and dad. Got the curly ears. Big brown eyes. They're so sleepy. It's nap time right now. You so sleepy? You've been out playing all morning, haven't you? Yes, I'm telling the truth. You've been running around. Yes, you have. All right, green collar male Everest, 5.1. Also a poodly coated guy. Don't let them fool you. They've got some energy and silliness, as you see on the videos. I'm telling them the truth. Yes, I am. Orange, Matterhorn, 5.2. So a curly coat. Darker red, of course, as you can see. Wipe your nose, dude. They're not good about licking their nose yet, so you gotta wipe it for them, just like a baby. Wipe their nose and wipe their privates. That's what we have to do every day. Yep, we do. You're little babies still. They're still nursing several times a day, spending a lot of time with mama, but they are eating now. Not their favorite. They are definitely booby babies. Love mama, love nursing. We are working with them to get them eating their own food and trying to take some of the pressure off of Millie. She sure loves her babies and them her. So we have to feed first, nurse second, otherwise they won't eat. They're like, yeah, no thanks. Yellow collar Rainier. She does have that straighter coat also. It's the tongue. What's with the tongue? I think she looks the most like her mom at this age. Well, I got Millie when she was 9 weeks old, but she definitely reminds me of mama. This is what color your mama was. You gotta put your tongue in your mouth. What are you doing? Oh, you're funny. 4.1, she is the smallest.
Sorry, Jeanette, what color was she?
Yellow.
Yellow, thank you.
Yellow. Mm-hmm. And Lime Fuji, 5.1. Also a straighter coated puppy. Well, hello, sunshine. Well, hello. What you think? Hmm? Okay, are there any you want to see again? And then we will take them out, put them back with mom, and then we're going to go through some what you need to do to prepare, some of the things that start thinking about dog food and dog insurance and all of that. So we'll go through a PowerPoint, but I want to make sure you have a chance. Are there any you want to see again?
Can I see Matterhorn again?
Matterhorn, yep. Orange. Like stuffed animals, right? They're all just sit there perfect. I swear they really are alive. Good thing you guys have seen videos of them. You'd be like, ah, are those real puppies? Any others?
Will you talk about their temperaments? Or am I jumping ahead?
There's no temperament yet, and we'll talk about that in the PowerPoint. What's up and coming? Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Does anybody else want to see another puppy? We're good? Yeah, okay. All right, let's start the PowerPoint then, and we'll take them out. I'll show you, Matt. Hold on a second. There they go in their little wagon. Wave goodbye to them. They're so cute. Train them to travel in their little wagon so we can bring them all as a whole litter. So much easier. All right, let's jump on to the PowerPoint. Okay, everybody see the PowerPoint, the go home preparations? Yes? Yeah, okay, awesome. So let's talk about what's up and coming and evaluations and all of that fun stuff. So what to expect from here on out. So keep watching their webpage where we're doing those videos in Flickr. Everybody has access to that, right? Just want to make sure everybody's able to access because we're putting a lot of information in there. Their Flickr and their videos are all on there. And then of course, Jill's pictures that she takes, those are yours. You can do whatever you want with them. They'll still be there after puppies go home. You know, we do remove the active link, but we always keep that web page running. Like we've got, you know, a year later, that website, unless I start to come into problems with I'm using up too much space, but we keep all of that active. So you can go back after you take home your puppy when you know which one's yours and go take all those pictures out of there. They are yours, out of Flickr, out of Jill's, they're your pictures. Okay, let's see here. So evaluations, you'll receive an email with their scorecard and a video of each puppy performing the same evaluation. That's not going to happen. I thought, did I skip a page? Yeah, I did. I'm like, we're not there yet. Hold on. Let's talk about what's up and coming before we get to evaluations. Curriculum begins or has begun, which we have with them. We're just working. We're working on confidence building, high approach, nerve strength, startle recovery through exposure and, you know, enrichment activities. How we work them is key. It's just as important as how pretty all the curriculum looks. It's about we're rewarding the high approach using the marker word yes. So all the puppies will know that. So when you bring them home the very first time and they walk into the house, so they go out the doggy door, they're smelling and they're investigating, they're being brave. Where they should, looking at the yard, walking through the house, use that marker word, yes, yes, and that they know they're doing the right thing for being brave, okay? So you can use, there's only really 2 words they know going home, and that's yes and puppy, 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 the puppy, puppy, puppy recall. So those are your 2 words going home that they will know. No information regarding temperament is seen because they're still changing so much, but you'll have all of that before you do your selection. Vet clearances and temperament testing will be done the week before they go home. So from here till the week before they go home, it stays the same. We're gonna keep putting videos up and pictures up, working the puppies. A week before go home, everything happens. So you're gonna be getting a lot of emails from me, like here's the evaluations, here's our vet clearances, here's last minute reminders, here's your contract. Please confirm your selection schedule, confirm you're coming in person or how we're doing pickup. I need to know, so when it's your turn to pick your 30 minutes, are you going to be here in person? Am I calling you? You know, whatever your plans are. So all of those emails will be coming out a week, you know, that within that week before go home. It's a busy week. I always call it like my finals week. And so watch for all your emails and make sure final commitment is needed then. But of course, if you come to pick day or I call you and the right puppy's not available for you, by no means I want you to take a puppy if it's not the right fit, okay? So the puppy evaluation's coming. Every puppy, there'll be a video of each puppy doing the same test. So we really target, I target 12 different temperament traits. I have found that these are the most important traits when placing, especially as pets or therapies, service facility. These 12 traits are the most important. We're looking at all of that. So we're going to be gauging energy, assertiveness, confidence. It's not me just saying, hey, that's medium assertive, and the next one's high assertive. Well, what does that mean? What does that look like? You're going to get to see what that looks like when they're testing with Jenna. And then if there's any questions, you know, of course, just reach back out to me and I'm here to help you as much as you need. For the most part, people find that after they watch evaluations that tells them everything they need. You're like, oh, that's my kind of puppy. Like, that's exactly what I want. I like the way, you know, her confidence level and her nerve strength and whatever, it will make sense. But of course, I'm here as much as you need. Just remember, there's no bad puppies, just ones that may not be suitable for you. And there's no perfect puppies. So going into evaluations too, or going into pick day, there's desired traits and obstacle traits for your family. And what's an obstacle to you may not be an obstacle to somebody else. Like if someone's looking for a hunting dog, they might want high praise. Someone with a toddler, that's an obstacle, right? Like let's not chase the toddler. So, we're just going to start hammering out what are your desired traits and what are your obstacle traits and which puppies fit into that. So I always say, go through all the puppies and really decide using using logic, which puppies are just not right for me, and eliminate those. Or like, hey, I'm open to all. They all got their desired and obstacle. I'm a pretty easy fit, I'm pretty open. I feel comfortable handling most anything. You have to decide that. But then when you come on go home day, I say use your heart a little bit too. If you're able to sit with them and touch them and hold them and see them firsthand. So use more of the brain side of it, looking through all the evaluations prior to coming, and then use your heart coming in to go home. Most common decisions you'll have to make when choosing a doodle is, can you meet a higher energy puppy's needs? Now they all look like they are couch potatoes now, but these are working dogs. Doodles have a good amount of energy. Golden retrievers do, poodles do. Can you build confidence in a safe and empowering way if we do have a puppy in this litter that lacks a little bit of confidence? Like, do you feel okay with that? You're like, that fits my needs. I'm good with that. Can you help a squirrely puppy focus and work on self-control? If we've got a really high drive, sometimes they're a little ADD. They're like, whoop, shiny nickel, squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. Like, that's just the way dogs are anyway. You watch up and the dog has the voice and it's always like, oh, there's a squirrel, there's a squirrel, squirrel. I mean, that's just normal for puppy behavior anyway, but there are some puppies that are worse than others. Can you manage young children and a puppy? That's always a bigger obstacle, managing younger children with puppies, because puppies think that younger children, based on the way they move, the way their energy is, that they are litter mates. And let me tell you, puppies are not nice to each other. They growl and they bite and they play and they tug and they twist and they are all over each other. And you see a puppy doing that to your child and you're like, holy heck, like you have to teach them what's appropriate and what is not. But are you willing to do that? Of course, there's better suited puppies for younger children, but can you manage young children and a puppy with some different space and some structure? And then if you are a soft person, can you and do you want a firm puppy? Or if you're a firm puppy, do you want a soft puppy? And I don't mean by tactile touch, I mean your personality. Are you the disciplinarian? Are you very firm? Some people then don't mesh well with a softer puppy that rolls over on their belly. When you raise your voice, you're like, good grief, or you're a soft person. You have that puppy that's really assertive and it's challenging you constantly. And you're sitting there like, please don't bite. And that puppy's like, whatever, like just bulldozing you. So be honest with yourself, what kind of person you are and what you're willing to truly handle. Because a puppy will take advantage. Yes, they will. All right. On the Prepare to Take My Puppy homepage, there's that top button there. It's got your information on your food, so you can order right through there. I've tried to put everything you need on one page. Look into the new vet supplements. You don't have to do it. It's the only FDA approved supplements and all of our dogs are on it. We highly recommend signing up for Trupanion. The first 30 days is for free, so there's no reason not to sign up. And then you can decide later if you want to continue that or not. I'm going to go over more information on all of this as well. Baxter and Bella is a training program all online that you can sign up for. One-time fee. I've got a coupon code, unlimited lifetime with the one-time fee, and I'll explain more about what you get. You can make final payment here. Absolutely, you do not have to do PayPal. There is the fee. We do Venmo, cash, cashier's check. A warranty will be sent to you via DocuSign for you to sign, but you can review it there. Make sure you join our private Facebook group. If you're flying, there's a video, there's puppy go home instructions, a puppy care packet, and then I go over the paperwork that's going home with your puppy. So watch that video for sure, where it says the puppy go home packet, because I generally don't do that on go home day. So I'm like, if you have any questions, I'm here to answer it, but watch that video and be ready. Everybody's so excited to take their puppy anyway. You don't want to sit and listen to me talk to all about paperwork. So do that first. If you have any questions about getting here, here's how you're going to enter. And there's our directions and instructions down here. I just don't put my address easily accessible because it's also my home. So it's down at the very bottom of that page. You can print it out. It has our address and instructions how to get here depending on where you're coming from. All right, dog food. I have to feed them something. I am not a dog food snob. I think overall, the best food is the food your dog is doing well on. All I ask is that you do keep your puppy on it for 9 weeks. And then after that, if you'd like to switch them, go ahead. Why 9 weeks? Because they're undergoing so much stress. So I vaccinate them right before they go home. Then they go home and it's stressful. Then 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, they get vaccines again. And then you're doing exposure activities. And then they get dewormed. And then another 3 weeks later, they get their rabies and the rest of their shots. It's a lot on their little systems. Plus they're puppies and they eat and put everything in their mouth that causes tummy upset. Diarrhea, you're gonna deal with diarrhea. So just be ready. It's just having a puppy. But if you start panicking and switching foods constantly on top of everything else I just explained happens in the next 9 weeks, it just makes it a nightmare. So stay the course for 9 weeks, please. These are reasons why we feed Life's Abundance. We also feed Prina Pro Plan, which we love as well. But if you want to switch, just think of 9s with dog food. I'm going to keep the puppy on the dog food for 9 weeks. I'll buy enough for 9 weeks. And then 9 days to switch. You're going to do the 3 days, 75-25, 3 days, 50-50, then the 3 days of 25-75 opposite. So you're going to do a nice slow switch over 9 days. Again, stomach upset. It's also common in doodles. It just is. You always hear about tummy issues. So if your puppy is doing good on Life's Abundance at 9 weeks and poop is good, and you've had little to no diarrhea, let me tell you, just keep them on the food. You're very lucky because it is a common issue of just, first of all, puppyhood. Second of all, sometimes food can be an issue. Any questions about that? We're good. It's always fun to talk about poop. Not really. Okay, health insurance. We're going to send you an email. We're going to sign you up, not for Trupanion. I can't because it's insurance. It's a legal binding contract or whatever. But we're going to enter your email into their system and they're going to remind you to sign up. But again, it has to be done within 3 days. So we sign you up. When Sam sends out your contract, she signs you up for the automated reminders. Again, you are not signed up. You have to sign up. So when you get those emails, please sign up. It has to be within 3 days of taking home the puppy. So that night, or mark your calendar or do a reminder right now as an event, the night the puppy goes home, that you sign up for insurance. The first 30 days is free. I have so many clients who are like, thank goodness, because then they're dealing with diarrhea or their puppy ate something. Oh my gosh, should we take to the vet? They ate a little sock or they ate a rock, or I think they just ate some chocolate. There's adjustments with taking puppies home. Things happen. They just fell off the bed and they're limping. Okay, well, you got free insurance, so take them to the vet. It's a lot less stress. And of course, after the 30 days, it's totally up to you if you want to continue. I will say I was never a big pusher on insurance because I never had it on my dogs. And I'm like, well, it's one of those things you pay for it every month and you never used it, right? Or you didn't get it and you wish you would have. I will say over now 10 years of breeding, I have never had a client not wish that they didn't do it. And I've had so many wish that they did. So overwhelmingly, my clients, owners have been like, we are so glad we did. Not that there's a lot of issues, but the first year, just puppyhood alone, the visits, the falling off the couch, now they're limping, now they ate something. They were wrestling with the other dog and cried. I mean, it's just silly puppyhood. And then you've got the spay and neuter and extra, the vaccines and extra visits, just something to think about. You get, and all this is covered as well. So again, just look into it. I don't care either way. It doesn't matter to me. I don't get anything for it other than peace of mind for you. And which is nice when people text, I'm like, did you sign up for the Trupanion? And they're like, yes, thank God. But let's get you the 30 days for free first, and then you can decide. All right, Baxter and Bella. I vetted this company really heavily before I decided to even bring them up as an option to my clients. And we talked on Zoom for probably a 2-hour meeting, and I've spent hours and hours going through their website, looking at their videos. What's their philosophy? How do they train? You know, how do they manage puppy mouthing and whatnot? And overall, I'm incredibly impressed with Amy and Scott. They're a married couple. Amy is incredible. Like I wish I could push as much content as she does. She works so much. There's constantly new stuff. But the overall gist of it is you pay once, and with my coupon code, it's $178.50. And you literally have a trainer 24/7. And you can access her whenever you want. You can go to their website and type it. So let's say it's night 2 and kennel training is a disaster. And you're like, what am I doing wrong? Go to the website, type in kennel training, and she'll have like 15 different videos, handouts, whatever. You try it, it doesn't work. You reach out to her. You say, hey, I need some help. She'll meet with you like I am now, and you can tell her what you're doing, what's happening, and she will help you. She does training classes together. Like you could be in training class with the computer up or listening to her, and you've got your dog and you're doing training. Like it truly is incredible. A lot of content. Great. You can start now and start, especially if you have kids. There's what to do before the puppy comes home, and there's little handouts the kids can help. Simple stuff like, what are we going to call the kennel? What is the difference between off and down, and are we going to use it the same way, right? Because there's a difference. But if mom's saying get off and dad's saying down, but you mean the same thing, you're confusing the puppy. Making sure that terminology is consistent. And then rules are so important. It is, I think, one of the biggest mistakes you can make is having different rules. So mom says the dog can be up on the couch. Dad says no, but so when dad's not there, mom has the dog on the couch, and dad gets home and scolds the dog, and the dog's like, what the heck did I do? And it causes problems. The dog knows that there's inconsistency in leadership, and they act out. So Bell and Baxter do a good job going through all these things you should think about, you know, consistency, terminology, training, where's the kennel going to be, how are you going to kennel train, all that sort of stuff. Something to look into. Please just look into it. And then absolutely, this is not your first rodeo, and you probably don't need it. No big deal. All right, new vet vitamins. It's the only FDA approved vitamin. We use it with all of our puppies, all of our dogs every day. Something to look into. Get the wafers if you do. The puppies are on the powder, because we put it over all of their food or blend it with their food. But by the time they go home, you can just use the wafer, break it up, and use it as a training treat. Look into it. Absolutely don't have to do it though, just another option. First 3 days for your puppy. Please, the first 3 days are so important. This will help them get off on the right foot and help eliminate tummy and stress issues as well. Number 1, lots and lots of sleep. Puppies really do sleep a lot at 8 weeks old. So don't wake a sleeping puppy. I know it is so hard because you're so excited they're home, and especially kids all want to play, and especially now with so many of them being home and not at school, everybody's waking the baby. So don't wake the sleeping baby, please. It has to be a rule. Kids have to abide. No poking the puppy and trying to get them up to play. The first 3 days. Keep puppy home and limit visitors. Keep the house stress-free and calm. Really just think about taking home a baby from the hospital and keeping things quiet and calm for them. Number 3, lots of positive praise, but remember rules, boundaries, and limitations are important. Start your kennel training and potty training, get a schedule set up. Puppies are first-time trial learners. My puppies, 40 Kennels puppies, are incredibly smart. If you do something once, that's what they will expect. And what do I mean by that? You get your puppy the first night and you say, I've been waiting for this puppy forever, and I just want to sleep in bed with my puppy just tonight. Honey, please, can we just sleep with the puppy? I promise just one night, and then we'll have him sleep in the kennel tomorrow. And the husband or maybe the wife begrudgingly agrees, and the puppy cuddles up and sleeps great all night. And then night 2, you try to put him in the kennel. Okay, my dog is no dumbass, right? They are going to call you on that crap right away and say, oh, I was just in bed with you last night. This is not going to fly. And they will throw a fit. It makes it harder. So make sure if the dog is not going to be allowed in the bed, don't even start it. Now, if you want to do it in a year after you get kennel training and everything established, then let them sleep on the bed in a year, or put the kennel away in a year or whatever. But whatever you want to do initially, I strongly recommend you just do things the way they're going to be from the very, very beginning. Okay, we're going to send home a little bag of cedar chips. That's what they're being potty trained on. They're at their doggy door. There's 2 important concepts they will not have had when they come home. They don't know how to hold it, and they don't know how to tell you that they have to go potty, because right now, if it's 3 a.m., they get up, they go through their doggy door, they go potty, and they go back to bed. So just know that those 2 concepts, that foundation hasn't, the foundation of sleep inside and potty outside is being laid, but you've got to help them and understand that there's going to be some transition. Overall, though, our puppies potty train very, very quickly. Sending home a little bag of cedar chips for you. Put them in a little area of the yard where you want them to go potty. Just sprinkle them kind of close together, a little pile. And when they smell that, that will help tell them like, oh, I know what to do and this is where I'm supposed to do it. So it really helps. Classical lullabies. If you're not going to have your puppy in your room, the kennel next to your bed or on your bed, if you're letting your dog sleep on the bed with you every night, then, you know, do it. But if they're not, if they're going to be separated from the pack, please play classical lullabies for them. That's what we do right now to signify it is quiet time. You can do it during the day too for nap time. The classical lullabies go on and they quiet and they settle and they go to sleep. Okay, so that should help you with those 2 transitions. I think the 2 hardest things of puppyhood, right? Like kennel training and potty training. They're my 2 least favorite. Okay, 3 things I really love in helping get your puppy established are the sit on the dog, the hand feeding, and the tether training. I'm just going to briefly go through these and tell you why I really believe in them. But you can just make a note or write it down. There is an hour video of each of these, or half an hour video explaining it and even showing you what is sit on the dog, what is hand feeding and tether training. 4 kennels, click on videos and you can scroll through all those videos and find it. But essentially, sit on the dog, you guys. This is the lazy trainer's paradise. The lazy trainer, like look at you guys, you're like, okay, I'm all in. Tell me what I have to do. Tell me the lazy way to train my dog. Okay, I will. You're just going to sit. That's all. It's the easiest thing to do with a huge impact. You're going to sit on the leash, not your dog. You're going to sit on the leash of your dog. Start on day 4, bringing them home. Start the sit on the dog. Wait for about 30 minutes till they calm down, and then you can get up. You are starting to teach your dog, no matter where or when you sit, they go into an automatic long down stay. Think about how amazing this will be long term. Wherever you are, wherever you go, whosever house you're in, camping, traveling, outdoor cafe, lazy dogs, you will have the dog everybody is jealous. Like, why is your dog so good at the soccer field? Like, all these other dogs are lunging and barking and pulling, and your dog's on a long down stay by your feet. Like, I know I worked really hard. You don't have to tell them it was the easiest thing ever. It's your and my secret. It's fine. But what you do want to do for sit on the dog is you're going to start in the house, low distraction. So the 3 things in dog training is distance, duration, and distraction. So the sit on the dog for a little puppy, everything's going to be in the house. But you do want to vary, and you want to vary what you're doing, right? So we want to proof them. Puppies are situational. So just because you did it at your kitchen table for a month doesn't mean they can do it down the street outside of a park, right? Like, we have to work them accordingly and not too quickly. You can't go from your front room to outside PetSmart where there's dogs and lots of distractions. So you have to work them correctly. So master the house, master the backyard, master the front yard, master down the street, start sitting, let cars go by, people walking, correct them if they get up, start training them to be neutral. You don't want that dog barking at every dog going by or barking at people. Praise them, have treats on you, look super cool, and have a fanny pack if you want with some treats in it. But essentially, you want this dog just to go into a long down stay no matter where you are or what you're doing. But when you sit, that dog's like, okay, I know what to do. Okay, ideal. It's amazing. I promise it's life-changing. It's so easy. And you can have different family members do it. Do it when you're eating, do it when you're watching TV, going to watch a movie. It's been a long day. You could just training, sit on the dog. All right, the only thing I correct though is they can't be chewing on my couch or chewing on a chair. And when they're little, I'll give them a a bully stick or a safe chew to chew on. And if they chew on the leash, they do learn that that is uncomfortable. Don't do it. I just do a quick snap with the leash and it, you know, like, oh, geez, okay, that didn't feel good in my mouth. So I won't put that leash in my mouth again because it bites. Perfect. Glad we can agree on that. Okay, hand feeding. You can also start on day 4. I think we miss this amazing time with the dog, and that's feeding. I mean, you look at our culture too. Every activity, every connection with people, every event, there's food, right? There's always food. We get married, there's food. We die, there's food. I mean, we have food at school. We have lunch breaks at work. You have everybody, let's get together for brunch. Our whole society is so surrounded by food. And it's something that the same in the canine world. Food is really, really important. The alphas go out and hunt and they bring it back and they feed their puppies and the moms regurgitate and it feeds the puppies, and it's this beautiful event as well, feeding. So don't miss out to be able to share intimately with your dog. Your dog needs to know the food comes from you. The food isn't, something they get for free. It's something that they should do something for. Coming from your hand mixed with your scent is really kind of an amazing thing. This doesn't have to be a big, long production. It literally can be sitting and looking at me, calm, focused behavior. Okay, I'll give you your food. Like, it doesn't have to be a big thing. But for puppies, we use all of their kibble to train them. So if you got your little fanny pack, or you measure out their food just for coming when I call them, oh, they get rewarded. Yes, they sit down, I say it, so I name it and I praise. That's how you train a dog. You don't teach them sit by saying it 500 times and hope they do it. You wait till they do it and name it, or you lure them with the treat. So I say, though, initially use their food for as long as possible for training, and then you can work up to higher value treats. Use the time for feeding them to either train them or make sure that you are demanding some kind of mutual respect. At feeding time. If you go to feed them and they start getting excited because they're no dummies, now they know where the food's kept, how you're scooping at the sound of it, what the bowl looks like. They'll start to know your schedule of how you go get the bowl, get the food, and they'll start getting excited. What do you do? Someone answer me. What do you do if they start getting excited about mealtime? It's a test. No, it's really not. I promise, it's okay. What do you guys do? You're not all first-time dog owners. I know you're not. And if this is, what would you do?
No, take the food.
What's that?
Take the food away?
Someone said, take the food away. Jasmine, what did you say?
I said like that you stop feeding them until they like calm themselves down.
Yes. What happens so often though, in human nature, they start getting excited. We hurry. Like, they are training us really, really well. They start getting excited and crazy. Like, holy heck, we got to hurry. Here's the food. Jeez. Okay, done. I tap out, right? Well, we're literally now training and rewarding that crazy, crappy behavior. So absolutely, they start to show excitement, put the bowl down and walk away. You only have to walk away for 30 seconds. Go back. I go to pick up the bowl. Any kind of excitement? Oh, no, we're not going to eat yet. Or when they're little, even at 8 weeks, I just stand there holding the bowl. I have a video. I should probably post it again. I don't know if you've seen it. Teaching calm, focused eating with the puppy. It took us 3 days. Jenna and I did it. Every feeding, we just literally stood there and held the bowl. And the minute she put her butt on the ground, we said yes, and we gave her the food. By day 3, the minute we got her bowl, she's like, oh, I'm sitting down. I know what to do. I'm sitting. Look, I'm sitting. Like, she was so proud of herself. She knew what to do. And then we started working into more actual calm, focused behaviors, because that was more conditioning of sit and wait, look at me, just really refining this relationship with them, because too often we tend to, like I said, they get excited and we hurry. And then we're creating such a problem. So many of our dog behavior issues are because of us, because of our anxiety, or because of treating them like humans and humanizing them and having no rules, boundaries, and limitations. And our poor dogs really do need structure. even within their pack, they have rules. You step out of line, there are consequences, and our dog should have the same kind of safe and fair pack of this is not allowed, this is allowed. For every time you have to correct your dog, there should be 500 praises, you know, just like a child, but there should be swift and firm consequences for stepping out of line and doing something inappropriate so that you can have a well-balanced dog that you love living with, right? Same thing with the leash. You start getting that leash out to walk and they associate that with going outside and there's a lot of excitement. I don't understand why people have to fight to put a leash on a dog. Like, why are you even taking them out? And the minute you put the leash on and they're pulling you out the door, like, don't ever allow it to begin with, and then you don't have things you have to fix. Like, you pull on me, I'm done. Like, dude, you're done. We are not walking. Go ahead and do that again and we'll see how that works out for you. You know, like, you just have to teach them. That's the other thing we forget, is you have to teach them what you want from them. You can't just take a puppy out to walk and then be like, well, they've always pulled. Well, what do you mean? Did you teach them how to walk on a leash? Well, no, we just went out walking. Well, you have to teach them. They don't know. Tether training comes into play with that. It helps a lot. Just make sure you're giving yourself time to teach them about tether training. Don't just clip them on your belt loop and think that they're going to stay on your left. They won't initially. They're going to walk in front of you. They're going to trip you. They're going to be wrapping themselves around you. You're going to be stuck. So don't actually have to cook dinner and start tether training. Like, spend the time. If you've got sit on the dog nicely established, this flows into it nicely. If you've been hand feeding and asking for that focus and self-control, and then you move into tether training, everything builds on each other, and it's such a beautiful relationship you're creating with your dog of mutual respect and love and well-behaved, and having expectations of a puppy that's well-behaved. So the tether training you clip to you, and they follow you, they stay on your left, they don't pull, they start to really learn how to read you. You end up having this relationship with them, both between the two of you, that is unspoken and beautiful, truly. They know, and then when you stop, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna go into a long down stay, whether you stand for a while or you stop. Just always make sure if they are laying down and you're ready to move, I just tap my leg and say, let's go, because you don't want to just start pulling them when they're laying down and it's negative that when you leave. So this is a fantastic way, tether training. Again, start in the house, start low distraction, and proof them to higher. You can't go from in your house, low distraction, to the pet store. Like, you have to build your dog correctly, maintaining a neutral dog, guiding emotional responses. We don't bark at cars. We don't chase bikes. We don't bark at other people or whatever your rules are going to be ready. For the first year, it's a lot of training and guiding emotional responses so that you get the puppy that you want. So it's a lot of work, but it's super rewarding, especially if you like training. So, all right. I know I went through a lot, probably more than you bargained for, but I think it's so important as a reminder that these are babies and you have to teach them, you know, what you want from them. So hopefully that is helpful. Okay, any questions for you?
Do you recommend the gentle leader leash for training how to walk properly with you?
I think there's a lot of great tools if that works for you. I love the prong collar. I know that scares people, but that communicates with the dog in such a way that they absolutely understand, as long as it's done correctly. It's used as a tool. It's not used as punishment. And I definitely think the Herm Sprenger 2 1/4 prong collar is superior and a beautiful tool. I think people have done amazing things with the gentle lead as well. Look, we're not professional trainers. We don't have 8 hours a day to train. I think tools are highly effective when used humanely and correctly, absolutely. If it works for you and you feel comfortable with it, do it. Every tool, people panic like, oh my gosh, you're gonna break your dog's neck with the gentle lead. Oh my gosh, the prong collar is gonna give them sores. Oh my, everybody panics, right? But oh my gosh, have a dog that you can't walk. What do you think our shelters are full of? Reactive dogs that cannot behave correctly. That's why they're in the shelters. So I think as a whole is, you know, just there has to be some kind of consequence, and anything can hurt a dog. So just make sure you're using it correctly so that you minimize, you know, the gentle lead. The concern is that their muzzle is at the lead and that could hurt their neck or whatever. But if you feel comfortable, do it. I don't think it's a big issue. The only thing I caution is halters. That's what they're called, right? My mind just went blank. The halters, the vests that people put their dogs in to take them walking. Yeah.
Oh, like a harness?
Harness, thank you. Yeah, the harness. Well, I'm glad you made it comfortable for your dog to pull. Well done. Like, I would not put my dog in a harness to teach them how to walk, because I'm literally making it very comfortable to pull. That's what they were originally designed for sled dogs, different, but the same. But again, if that's how you want to walk your dog, just make sure you train your dog correctly. So they're not pulling. Just know you're making it very comfortable for them to pull you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other puppy questions? Millie, baby questions, go home questions?
When they come home and we place them in a kennel for their first night sleeping, do you suggest it being in a separate room from like where you sleep, or in the same room? And also, before I also mute myself again,
Yeah.
The kennels usually have like hard surfaces on the bottom. Do you suggest like putting a blanket or something for them? Because sometimes I know they might pee on it.
Yeah, both good questions. So the first part of the question, putting them in the kennel and where do they sleep? Again, that's up to you. I know there's some people that feel strongly about the dog sleeping downstairs or in the laundry room, whatever you've decided as a family where that puppy will sleep, do it the first night. I recommend having the kennel next to you in bed. If it's upstairs, I would carry the puppy in the kennel. I would not allow the puppy upstairs. I think fenced off space is best. I think the easiest way to potty train and eliminate behavior issues is to have the puppy kind of sectioned off. I would definitely invest in fencing and keep them against the back door, and they earn privileges of getting more and more of the house as they've shown they can behave. Potty training a puppy to an upstairs is a whole different thing. That's why they can be perfect downstairs and they always pee upstairs. Number one, you have to potty train them all again to an upstairs. It's very different in a puppy's mind. 2, carpet is magical, whether it's throw rugs or carpet, and it stinks. No matter what you think, carpet smells, and pee disappears. So it's a win-win for a puppy. Like, this is great. Like, it smells bad. I'm supposed to pee here and it disappeared. I'm good to go. So not allowing them on carpet. So if you are upstairs on carpet, it doesn't mean the puppy has access to the upstairs. So I either carry them or carry them in the kennel. I think that it's a good thing to have them next to you. And then if there is a little bit of panic, I mean, they are babies still. They were used to sleeping as a litter. All their instincts say to stay together. They puppy pile, they sleep together. There's safety in numbers kind of thing. And now, oh my gosh, we're by ourselves in a kennel. So I've always had them next to my bed, and I could put my hands in the kennel, in the door and say, you're fine, that's enough. And then also scold them if they're screaming, like, we're not gonna do that. Like, you're fine, but I am here, and you are okay. You can get the snuggle puppy that does have a little heartbeat. I've heard lots of mixed things about that. It's not even on my recommended list, but some people have found that to be super beneficial. But I think if you were there, I think that is important. If you're not, you can do the snuggle puppy, do some classical lullabies for them. That will help a ton. As far as what you put in the kennel, beds are another thing for some puppies that are very magical and they'll pee on. If the bed is in a kennel, they're fine to pee because it soaks it up. They don't have to lay in it. Sometimes starting that kennel training right off just a plain kennel works. If it's hot, a lot of puppies actually prefer not to have bedding in there because they're hot. Like, they're panting. If there's some panting and whining and you hear them laying down and getting up and trying to lay down and getting up and trying to lay down, they're trying to get comfortable, they're most likely too warm. They do get warmer than we do. So some people put fans on them or take all bedding out. I say, now, like, they'll have a go home blanket scented with us. You can put that in the kennel the first night, but if they pee on it, so for me, my rule is you pee on it or chew it, you lose it. You will have nothing in your kennel until you show me you can behave. Like, it's like you lost it, dude. Like, you don't pee on your blanket. Like, now you don't get a blanket. So then I always give them the benefit of the doubt initially and put a blanket in, but man, they'll lose it. I'll be like, you lost that. That's what you get for peeing on your blanket. So they'll lose it for 1 or 2 nights because they're puppies, right? And then we'll try night 4. Okay, here's your blanket again. Oh, come on, don't pee on it. If they continue peeing on it because it's fabric, we don't want to keep perpetuating that. So take it out. Be ready to be like, you're done. You lost that privilege. Anything else? Guys, good? You're excited? Yeah. All right, guys, well, keep watching their videos and you'll be hearing a lot from me that week before go home. And before you know it, you'll be here picking up your puppy. So thank you so much for choosing 4E Kennels. Some of you for the second time. It means a lot to me that you are choosing an ethical, responsible breeder and doing the right thing. You are saving lives by buying. There's such a big push about, you know, adopt, don't shop, and you're killing a puppy by buying a puppy, and that's not the case. You know, these puppies don't go into the pound. So thank you so much for helping me also change breeding from bad to badass and truly help raise the standard for all breeders. Really appreciate it. Thank you for being on this mission with me and for trusting me with a family member. That means a lot. So thank you very much. Have a great weekend, you guys. Bye. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.